From winning the World Cup as the best young player in the tournament, to getting sent off in a final. From wearing the captain's armband for Chelsea, to his own teammates unfollowing him because of a racist song.
Once again, I'm embarrassed that Argentinians are painted in this light, because it's not the first time that behavior like this happens, and Argentinians are racist is what the headline ends up being. And the fact that it's routine, I think, speaks to a reality of a certain aspect of Argentine culture.
From scoring bangers
Enzo Fernández.
To forcing Real Madrid to make an official announcement just to say they don't want him, Enzo Fernández's journey has been a story on its own. He's one of the best midfielders in world football. Give him the ball and he'll control the game. He can pick passes that most players don't even see, break through a press like it's nothing, and of course, he loves a good long shot. But he's also become one of the most hated players in football. He's built a reputation as an overly aggressive player who doesn't think a tackle is a foul if the player is still breathing. Add in the controversies away from football, and it's easy to see why many people view him as one of the sport's biggest villains.
What would you're a Chelsea fan, Tim? What's your view on Enzo Fernández?
Yeah, I mean, well, this season I've been a huge fan of what he's given us on the pitch. He's a great player to have. He's always popping up with one of those classic goals from just outside the area, sort of just runs in, smashes it in. Lovely to see, can't complain. But in the World Cup, the way the guy's conducted himself on the pitch is just absolutely disgusting. I'm just thoroughly embarrassed that he plays for my club.
But how did one of football's most talented midfielders end up with that reputation? Enzo Fernández's career has been filled with controversy ever since his days at Benfica. The way he left the club in January of 2023, it showed people how far he was willing to go to get something he wanted. Benfica had only signed him from River Plate 6 months earlier for around £10 million, but he exploded onto the scene almost immediately. Under Roger Schmidt, he became one of the best midfielders in Portugal, helping Benfica top both the league and a Champions League group that included PSG and Juventus. Then came the 2022 World Cup.
Attention. Oh, sweet feet, wonderful goal!
After playing a huge role in Argentina's win and winning the Young Player of the Tournament award, Enzo suddenly became one of the hottest names in football. Chelsea, under their new owners, made him their top target and wanted him to become the face of their midfield rebuild. Benfica, though, were not interested in selling him when they were halfway through the season. Club president Rui Costa made it clear that unless Chelsea paid Enzo's full €120 million release clause, he wasn't going anywhere, and that's when things turned ugly. Without Benfica's permission, Enzo reportedly flew back to Argentina over New Year's to celebrate and ended up missing 2 mandatory training sessions. The club wasn't happy, and while Roger Schmidt tried to calm things down publicly, the relationship between Enzo and Benfica had clearly broken down. On deadline day, Chelsea finally agreed to pay the full release clause. Even then, Rui Costa tried one last time to find a compromise. He offered Chelsea a deal where Enzo could join in the summer instead, even if it meant Benfica accepted a lower overall fee. Enzo said no. He wanted the move immediately and had no interest in playing another game for Benfica.
The Benfica head coach, Roger Schmidt, he's been holding a press conference today ahead of their game tomorrow, and he's basically confirmed some of those details. He said this, it's very interesting this, there is a club that wants him. They try to attract him, but they know that they can only have him if they pay the clause. That's the release clause. It's disrespectful to all of us, to Benfica. They're driving the player crazy. They pretend they want to pay the clause and then they want to negotiate. It's very interesting, the wording of this, because it's quite accusatory, isn't it?
For many Benfica fans, it felt like a betrayal. The club had given Enzo an opportunity to play the highest level of football in Europe, and within months, he was doing everything he could to get out of there.
Right, some huge breaking news now. Kaveh Solokol joins me on set. So, Kaveh, did Chelsea get their man?
Yes, they have. It has been officially confirmed now. We told you about this at 10 o'clock. Benfica are confirming it on their website. Enzo Fernández has been removed from Benfica's website. He's no longer a Benfica player. He will be flying tomorrow morning at 10:20, private jet from Lisbon to London, where we will obviously see him do his interviews and pose in a Chelsea shirt.
From Enzo's point of view, Chelsea was a massive opportunity, and he wasn't going to let anything get in the way. He got the move he wanted, but it also started to build a reputation that would follow him throughout his career. If Enzo's move away from Benfica made people question his professionalism, then the fiasco after the 2024 Copa America only made things worse. After Argentina beat Colombia 1-0 in the final, the players celebrated on the team bus as they headed back into the stadium. During the celebrations, Enzo started an Instagram live for fans to join in. During the live stream, Enzo and several Argentina players were heard singing a chant aimed at members of the French national team. The song included racist, transphobic, and discriminatory language about the players' African heritage. Once people on the bus realized the live stream was still running, it was quickly ended, but it was already too late. The clip spread through social media within minutes and sparked outrage around the world. The French Football Federation condemned the video and filed a complaint with FIFA. But the biggest problem for Enzo wasn't international football, it was the dressing room waiting for him back at Chelsea. Chelsea had several French players, and understandably, they were upset. Fofana even shared the video on social media. Reports also claim that several Chelsea teammates unfollowed Enzo on social media, making it clear there was real tension inside the squad. Chelsea launched an internal investigation, while FIFA opened one of its own. Not long after, Enzo released a public apology. He admitted the song contained offensive language, said there was no excuse for it, and insisted the video didn't reflect his beliefs or his character. When Chelsea's players met up for preseason in the United States, Enzo personally apologized to his teammates, especially the French guy. Chelsea also helped organize a donation to an anti-discrimination charity, with both Enzo and the club contributing. Eventually, the situation began to calm down. Fofana accepted Enzo's apology and later said he believed Enzo wasn't racist, but that he just made a stupid mistake.
Fofana took to social media and posted on X in reply to the video saying, "Football in 2024, uninhibited racism." And Enzo Fernández posted this on Instagram late last night. "I want to apologize sincerely for a video posted on my Instagram channel during the national team celebrations."
Even though the dressing room moved on, the incident had a lasting impact on Enzo's reputation. Another incident that added to Enzo's growing list of off-the-pitch problems happened later in 2024. In September, a court in Wales handed him a 6-month driving ban after he failed to identify who was driving his Porsche during 2 separate speeding offenses. As a result, the court banned him from driving for 6 months and ordered him to pay fines along with court costs. On its own, it wasn't a major scandal. Plenty of other professional footballers had traffic-related issues sometime during their careers. But coming so soon after the Copa America controversy, it added to the feeling that Enzo was making headlines for the wrong reasons. Then there was the rumor that he left his wife and kids to chase some ass. These of course are just rumors though. Enzo did separate from his longtime partner in October of 2024, and according to rumors and reports, he did it because he felt he didn't get to enjoy the single life because he got into a relationship at such a young age. I mean, by his early 20s, the guy already had multiple kids. No idea how true all of this was. It sounds like a lot of TMZ nonsense or things that you get from these trashy blog accounts that follow celebrities. And the two did get back together. But that incident, once again, didn't help Enzo's reputation. Then there was the comments he made in April of 2026. Chelsea were already going through a rough period. They had just been knocked out of the Champions League by Paris Saint-Germain with an embarrassing 8-2 aggregate loss. Their Premier League form had fallen apart, and Enzo Maresca had already been sacked earlier in the year, with Lincoln Liam brought in to steady the ship. Then Enzo made things even worse. While away on international duty, he gave several interviews to South American media where he openly criticized Chelsea's decision to sack Maresca. He said the players were hurt by the decision because Maresca had given the team an identity and a clear way of playing. But that wasn't what caused the biggest reaction. Even though he was under contract until 2032, Enzo admitted he wasn't sure if he would still be at Chelsea after the end of the season. Around the same time, he was asked what his favorite European city was and replied that he loved Madrid because it reminded him of Buenos Aires. He also named Luka Modric and Toni Kroos as 2 of his football idols. Those comments immediately set off rumors that he was trying to attract interest from Real Madrid before the summer transfer window. I mean, the guy was twerking for them. The fans were thinking, number one, how unloyal is this guy that mid-season while the club is struggling, he's out there twerking for other teams? Then secondly, look at the ego on this guy that he thinks Real Madrid want him. Liam Rossinier, together with the club's hierarchy, decided to suspend Enzo for 2 matches. He missed both the FA Cup quarter-final against Port Vale and a huge Premier League game against Manchester City. Rose Sr. made it clear that the punishment wasn't just his decision. He said everyone at the club agreed that Enzo had crossed the line and that Chelsea's culture had to come first. The situation became even messier when Enzo's agent initially defended his comments, saying the club had overreacted and that his client had simply been answering honest questions. But after the backlash from supporters, the tone quickly changed. Things were made even worse by the fact that Real Madrid came out with a statement themselves saying they don't want Enzo. Think about how embarrassing that is. Javier Pastore, who's Enzo Fernandez's agent, made such bad comments that it forced Real Madrid to come out and release a comunicado oficial about a rejection. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Usually they release a statement about someone getting sacked or a new player joining. No, these guys made an official statement just to publicly reject Enzo Fernández. Now, Enzo ended up apologizing to everyone and returned to the starting lineup, but the damage had been done. For many people, the episode was just another example that whenever things became difficult, Enzo's first instinct was to look elsewhere rather than fully commit to the club's long-term project.
And Enzo Fernández and his agent have apologised to Chelsea for comments that he made whilst he was on international duty in Argentina. Now, Fernández said in interviews that he would welcome living in Madrid, leaving the door open to moving to Real Madrid in the summer. No talks have been held about selling Fernandez. He has got a Chelsea contract until 2032. The head coach, Liam Rossini, announced last Friday that Fernandez would not be in the squad for 2 matches, so Port Vale last Saturday and Manchester City on Sunday. Real Madrid will sign a midfielder this summer, and Fernandez is one of their targets. He's valued at more than £100 million, but Chelsea are not trying to sell the player. He is one of the players seeking improved terms, but his cause will not have been helped by the comments that he made in Argentina. But Fernandez and his agent have apologised to Chelsea for those comments made.
Then came the 2026 World Cup, and that damaged Enzo Fernandez's reputation pretty badly. Now, he was actually playing some of the best football of his career. He was the heartbeat of Argentina's midfield, controlling games with his passing and composure. I personally loved his goal against Egypt.
Racing back as fast as they can! Enzo Fernández for Argentina!
But over the course of the week, fans got to see the other side of Enzo Fernández as well. The side where he lets his emotions get the better of him. The first example came in the semi-final against England. Enzo was outstanding. He completely controlled the midfield against Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and Elliot Anderson. He barely misplaced a pass and dictated the tempo from start to finish. Then, he produced one of the best moments of the tournament. Naturally, his celebration was loved by Argentine fans and hated by England fans. But English fans were not just mad because he sprinted towards them and told them to be quiet. They were pissed because they felt like he shouldn't even have been on the pitch after his tackle on Elliot Anderson. He didn't even get a booking for this tackle and then ended up dunking on them. Now, at this point, a lot of the talk around him was still positive because his team had won. But all of that would change after the Spain vs Argentina World Cup final. This time, things didn't end so well. Spain controlled possession for long periods, making life incredibly difficult for Argentina's midfield. As the frustration grew, Enzo started losing his composure. In the 82nd minute, he picked up a yellow card because he complained to the ref. Then in stoppage time, already on a yellow, he decided it was a good idea to go into a mistimed reckless challenge on Kubarsi. The ref had no choice but to show him a second yellow card, followed by a red. For new fans tuning into the World Cup, they did not see Enzo Fernández as this sort of maestro. They saw a player with a fiery character, a thug, who not only got a red card in the final, but wasn't willing to accept the decision either. Argentina were forced to play the whole extra time with only 10 men. Eventually, the pressure became too much. In the 106th minute, Ferran Torres scored the only goal of the match, giving Spain a 1-0 win and ending Argentina's hopes of defending their World Cup title. The contrast between the semi-final and the final could not have been bigger. Against England, Enzo's aggression helped inspire Argentina to victory. Against Spain, that same aggression ended up costing them the biggest prize in football. It perfectly captured the player Enzo Fernández had become. A top quality midfielder capable of winning any game on his own, but also someone whose emotions and fiery style can sometimes undo all of the brilliance in a single moment. People also got pissed at him because after all of that, the red card, the fighting, the aggression, he claimed that Argentina played with pride and humility.
Gabby, well done to Spain. Argentina were an absolute disgrace.
Yes, last night, I felt like I won last night watching. I felt like football was the winner, anti-football lost. Shame that Messi's probably last World Cup game was a game where his team didn't try and play football. Disgraceful tactics that have worked all through the World Cup. They've bullied teams, and last night They tried to bully Spain and it didn't work. Finally, a referee who decided to give a few bookings. Could he give a lot more?
Oh, well,
Especially
how was Paredes still on?
Especially to Paredes and other players, but at least he gave that second yellow card to Enzo Fernández, who deserved to get sent off. Football's the winner once again, which is what we wanted to see.
Now, obviously, a big part of the hate that Enzo Fernández got came from the hate that the entire Argentina national team got throughout the entire World Cup. But even among the Chelsea fan base, the club that Enzo Fernández plays for, he remains a polarizing figure. Some think he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Others still aren't convinced.
With Enzo Fernández, he's not good enough football player to blink at me.
If he scores the winner against Arsenal,
I'll celebrate the goal, but I'll be a happier man when Enzo Fernández isn't anywhere near Chelsea.
You want him out?
I don't like him. I don't particularly rate him, and I hated his conduct. I hated the way that he's a nutty racist, isn't he? If you think about what he's done, the way that he's spoken, it's amazing to me. He's got away with it.
Supporters who defend Enzo point to everything he does before the final pass or shot. They love his vision, his ability to break lines with his passing, and the way he controls games from midfield. Whether it's finding runners between the lines or switching play with a long diagonal pass, he's capable of seeing passes that most players don't even attempt. He's also incredibly comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, which makes it much easier for the team to build attacks from deep. Many fans believe Chelsea simply don't have another midfielder who can dictate a game the way Enzo can, and over the years, he's also added goals to his game. It was actually Maresca that started pushing him further forward, and it did wonders for his stats. Enzo now regularly arrives late in the box, attacks cutbacks, and isn't afraid to shoot from distance. His stunning goal against England in the 2026 World Cup semi-final was just another example of how dangerous his technique can be. Defensively, though, things are more complicated. I don't think too many people question his effort, because Enzo does work hard, he presses aggressively, and as you've seen, he never shies away from a challenge. The problem is that he doesn't have elite speed or agility. When a team breaks quickly, he can struggle to recover, especially in open spaces. Sometimes he looks like he's running with jeans and Timberlands on. Others point out that while his goal tally looks impressive, a large chunk of those goals came from penalties or set pieces. They argue his influence from open play isn't always reflected by the statistics, especially considering the amount of money that Chelsea spent on him. Then there's the emotional side of things, because for a lot of fans, it's not really about the football at all. The Copa America controversy, the glazing for Madrid, all left a sour taste. Those moments created the feeling that Enzo isn't fully invested in Chelsea, and that he doesn't have the character to be a leader of the squad. He's a midfielder with world-class vision, elite passing, and the ability to change games with a single moment of quality. But he's also emotional, aggressive, and makes headlines for the wrong reasons. Sometimes that edge helps his team win, other times, it's exactly what gets him into trouble. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this one too. Check it out right here.